This video will cover how to create a plane model in SOLIDWORKS. We will be using the V10 model pictured here as our dimensions. If we go to define the main wing, we can see it has a y value of 0.585, meaning its length on either side, and a chord of 0.229 meters, its length front to back. The elevator has a y value of 0.189 and a chord of 0.203. In order to find the length of the fuselage, we can add this number, which is how far the elevator's front is placed from the origin point. So that's 0.538, and then we add the length of the elevator, 0.203, so that adds up to 0.73 approximately. Going to plane inertia, we can see the motor is 0.13 ahead of that. So that comes out to a total of about 0.86 meters. So then go to Google and look up airfoiltools.com and search for the NACA 2412. You should only get one option, and then go to the right and click on Format DAT file and copy these numbers. Then go to File Explorer in a folder where you will create the plane and create a new Microsoft Excel document. Name it NACA2412.xlsx. It might be a different file format depending on your computer type. Open that. Paste in the numbers to the first box, then go to Data, Text to Columns, Next, and then select Space here, and as you can see, we've successfully started to space out the numbers, Next, and then Finish. And then start adding zeros to each of the columns values, till we have one corresponding to the X and Y here. And then select all of them and move them to start at A1, save, and then File, Save As, and then select a tab delimited text file, and then save. You can then exit out and should see a NACA2412.txt file that looks like this, and as we can see, it is successfully all delineated to the same tabs. So going back to Google, we can go to airfoiltools.com and change 2412 to 0010. Select the first one's CLIG format DAT file and repeat the process. Create a new Excel sheet. Name it NACA 0010. Open it. Paste the data. Data, text columns. Space, and add in zeros. If you wanted to change the plane that you're going to create these airfoil shapes in, then you would change which column is the zero and move them around as such to rotate them. Move them all to A1 to start, File, Save As, change to Tab Delimited, and save. Now we have our NACA 0010 and 2412 text files. We can then open up SOLIDWORKS. go to create a new part, go to Features, Curves, Curve through XYZ points, Browse, go to your folder with the text files. Make sure to change this to text files so you can find it. And first we will select the NACA 2412. Select OK, and as you can see, we've created it here on the front plane. So we can create a sketch on the front plane, and then convert entities. Click on the edge 1, click check mark, and here we're going to evaluate how long the airfoil shape is from front to back. As we can see, from front to back, its chord right now is 0.03 meters. In order to get it to the chord we want, which is 0.229 meters, you can take your calculator and do 0.229 divided by 0.03. And if we do that, we get 7.6, which is the approximate scale factor we will use in the next step. But first, we're going to close the sketch here at the back. It's more precise, but it just needs to close the boundary. Then highlight all of the lines, then go to Tools, Sketch Tools, Scale, scale about the origin point, and then change the scale factor to 7.63. And then exit sketch. You may find it useful to also check your units that your document property is currently working on, because this will impact how the curve is loaded into your file. So now I'm going to change mine to meters, kilograms, and seconds. Okay, that. And then hide the first curve. Now, since the plane's wings were 0.58 meters long on each side, we will extrude that distance in both directions. Make sure to do a 2-direction blind. Save that. And now we have one boss extrusion. And next, we'll create the fuselage. So we want to select the right plane and go to Sketch. And right on the origin point, we want to start a circle, since we will be going with a more simple fuselage shape for now. And make it slightly bigger than the wings. Exit the sketch, and then extrude it. So it's about 0.13 forwards, and approximately 0.65. And so then okay that, and next we will create the tail shape. Go back to curves, curve through XYZ points, browse, change to text files, and then select the NACA 0010. And as you can see here, the curve we are creating is much larger. This is because we started with meters as our units. And so select the front plane again, and convert entities on the sketch. And we're going to close the sketch again with 2 lines in the back. highlight all the lines, then go to Tools, Sketch Tools, Scale. And so this one is going to start out at about 1 meter long front to back. So I can scale it at 0.203 as its factor, and scale about the origin again. Checkmark that, then hide the first curve. And then go to Tools, Sketch Tools, Move. And so we select the start point as the origin, and then we can move the tail shape backwards. Just needs to approximate very close to the back, does not need to be exactly right. And we are also going to do another step where we highlight all the lines, go to Tools, Sketch Tools, and then rotate it. So for center of rotation, we can just click near the front of the shape and then go with 3 degrees. And as you can see, we've rotated it upwards like we do with our plane designs. So then exit sketch, and then extrude that sketch in both directions. And we will do 0.189 meters in both directions. Checkmark that, and now we have a plane. However, we also want to create a vertical stabilizer in the back, so we will sketch on the very back of the fuselage, and then do a very basic shape. So use a midpoint line, align it with the origin, starting up there, and then create a rectangular vertical stabilizer. And we will extrude that to roughly the length of the tail section. And then save the file. And if you want to do more to make your model visually distinct and change how it appears in various load-ups, you can select both of these. Make sure to highlight control when selecting the second one, go to Appearance, select Face 1, and then you can select a color for your wing section. And repeat the process over here. Select Face. I'm just going with random colors for now. And now we have a colored plane. So you can then save the file again, and we have a finished plane model in SOLIDWORKS.